Hi, and welcome to The Seat We Fill, the podcast about people, places, and the moments that shape us. I'm Adam Hardacre, currently identified as a writer, Evertonian, Scouser, and someone who believes stories matter, whether they're told from a football seat, a care setting, or a kitchen table. We're not doing hot takes or shouting the loudest. It's about honesty, community, and conversations that actually mean something. So wherever you are listening from, stick the kettle on, get comfortable, and let's go. Today we have my old friend and fellow Savio survivor, Dom Monaghan. Unfortunately, he's a Red, but since becoming an expat now in Cheshire, he's turned more to the rugby. So, how's it going, Dom? How are you?
Hey, not bad, thanks, mate. How are you getting on?
I'm doing great, mate. Fucking sounds. But yeah, so more rugby nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, to be honest with you, obviously, as you know, I used to go to maths and I used to be football nuts, like most of us were when we were
Yeah.
kids. Slowly but surely, I felt as though the meaning of football had kind of diminished. It kind of left me a little bit. It went away from when I was a kid to what
Yeah.
I am as an adult. And also as well, I went from being a fan to being a steward. Believe it or not, that gave me like another insight into what it was like, what happens a little bit behind the scenes, not necessarily the fans always see. And what I call the clipboard brigade, far too many of them. And it just wasn't for me. You know what I mean?
When was you a
But
steward to them? Like,
yeah,
I know we haven't spoke for a few years properly, and like on and off at parties with Beth and all that, we're mutual friends, but I don't remember you being a steward, was you?
yeah, I was a steward from uh, Rafa and I took over at the same time. He
Oh, you
joined
had to bring
Liverpool and
him in,
I
didn't you?
joined
I
the
was going to say
stewards.
to you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
going to say,
Well, that's it.
you're the big fan of Rafa, and I ate that fat Spanish waiter. I was going to say, shall we have this
So,
kind of mutual agreement not to talk about him, but you had to bring him in.
so already we're 2 minutes and 15 seconds in, and already we're on the ropes. That's all long, didn't it?
You mentioned that man's name. You know my feelings
What,
on him.
what do you want me
Let's
to do?
start again. Let's go back to rugby. How's the rugby?
I mean, the thing is, I might look a little bit like Martin O'Neill, but I've still got Rafa's haircut and Rafa's glasses.
Martin O'Neill. I've never
Do you know
put
what
that
I mean?
together, but yeah, you do actually.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? Yeah. If Martin O'Neill, somehow as a child, you're probably looking at him. Do you know what I mean? But
So
yeah, so I joined the Stewards in 2004 and carried on till about 2013,
hmm
around that time. Before that, I had season tickets, and then just after that, I got season tickets again. And then, believe it or not, Liverpool were playing Leicester, and it was the year after Leicester had won the league. Do you remember Karius?
Probably I can. Yeah, probably will
The
do.
goalie, the goalie Karius, who made the mistakes
Oh
in the
yeah,
European Cup final.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
him. Yeah, that was funny.
yeah. I thought you might remember him now. Um, I've never seen it before, so anyone who watches this,
Mm.
and I implore you to do it as well, go onto YouTube because Karius takes a goal kick and he kicks it out for a corner. Have you ever seen that?
Don't think so. It sounds like something I would have made fun of at the time, but I can't remember.
Well, it's there. It's on the YouTubes, right? And I was sitting in the main stand, and when there's a goal kick, that's your time to have a slip of your drink, just have a little look around and get yourself, you know what I mean? And I said to my mate sitting next to me, I said, I thought Liverpool had a goal kick. He said, he's there, Karius has just kicked it up for a corner. And I said, you're joking. And I don't know if that was the tipping point for him. I don't know if that was like, you know what, where am I going with this
I mean, do
anymore?
you
Do
know
you know what I
what?
mean?
Do you know if that was your tipping point, you would never be an Evertonian for that reason, because that tipping point happens every bloody week.
Well, I mean, growing up in the 90s and that, when we were in school, Liverpool were always like this tippy tappy, nicey passy, very pleasing on the eye, not doing too bad. And Everton would run through brick walls. And Everton was like, the dogs of war, big dunk off front. And I always had even as a kid, I had a big grudge and respect for Everton. You know what I mean? Because of
I
the way
don't
they
think I've
did it.
ever heard you say that before.
No, yeah. Well,
You know this is
it's
getting
moving to
recorded, and
Scotland.
this will be getting sent to a few, like Peter and Tony be seeing this later.
I believe so, yeah. I believe so. But you know what? In for a penny. You know what I mean? In for a
Fair
penny.
play to you.
And I always respected Everton. Do you know what I mean? Because on my mum's side they're all Reds, and on my dad's side they're all Blues.
Yeah.
So I never got this. So, and obviously really good mates are Blues. So I never got that. I want Everton to crash and burn. I never quite got that to that level.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think from when we started school, right the way through until the final year, I don't think we beat Everton. I think Everton. There was a couple of
There's
draws
a
with
few
Anfield,
times. I think probably
and
at Anfield
Kanchelskis
more, but
scored. Well, Kanchelskis scored a couple at Anfield, didn't he? Do you remember?
do I remember
There
my
was a
favourite
couple.
player of all time? Like, yes. To the point that I met him a few years ago in Turkey and told him about them goals.
Obviously, I don't know, but he always come across as quite a really humble guy. He seemed like a very down to earth fella.
Yeah, I talked about him on a podcast for the Blue Room a few weeks ago. He was just delightful. Like, honestly, I was saying, like, that thing, never meet your heroes. I met my hero, and I came away just, like, loving him. Like, even to the point that Michelle said I acted like a bitch. And she hadn't known, we'd only been together like 2 years. She said, I've never seen you such a bitch before. I followed him. Like, you're gonna laugh at this. I know you're gonna love this. I'll tell you this one. I've already spoke about it publicly, so it's all right. Well, I bumped into him a few times while we were in this hotel. He was winter training with his Russian B team that he was managing at the time. And I just went over and I was like, "You're Andrei Kanchelskis, aren't you?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah." And I'm like, "I'm your biggest fan. I love you." And I saw him a few times afterwards. And there was one day we had like a buffet kind of restaurant. And I went round, got me food and all that. And he was there as well. And I sat down and Michelle turned around and went, "I can't believe you just done that." And I was like, what have I done? I went, "I've just watched you do that." I was like, what are you on about? What have I done? She went, "You followed him round and got every same piece of food that he got." And I didn't even know I'd done it.
Was this subconsciously?
Must have been, yeah, because I was just like, it's Andre. That's what having it. But in my defence,
Do you know what?
I was only 30 at the time.
Oh no, that's fair enough. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you were going to say something ridiculous like you were 31, and I'd have gone, Adam, I'm not having that.
31, I'd have to have had some kind of limits, but 30,
yeah,
that was that. But
I mean, the thing is though, I think I do charity work as well. So like the golfing events that we've done, we've had John Aldridge has been there, Alan Kennedy's been there, Derek Manfield,
yeah, no taxi.
Leon Osman. I had a good chat, and I've spoken to them all,
Yeah.
right? And back in the day as well, too, I've been really fortunate. I've managed to meet a lot of footballers just as a kid, by chance, really lucky. And even close to the very, very top that I've met, two of the nicest people that I had the fortune of meeting with Graham Sharp and God rest him, Howard Kendall. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you a very quick story, if I may, about Howard Kendall. I was working, and Howard Kendall came over with Graham Sharp and he was doing a golf day. So Howard Kendall was walking towards me and I said, "Howard, excuse me, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass or nothing like that, but you were my dad's favourite. You were my dad's number one player for Everton. So you're going back in the 90s. So we ripped a beer mat off and he wrote an autograph on there, right? I swear to God this is true. And I said, "Thanks very much," handshakes, and he went about his business. About 6 weeks later, I saw him again, right, in the same place. And I just said, "Hiya, Howard," and he just went, "Hello." I said, "You don't remember me, do you?" And he looked for about 3 or 4 seconds and went, "How's your dad?" Honest to God, mate, I could have fell apart because I just thought he remembered. Do you know what I mean? And it meant everything. And it said so much about him as a man, because I was lucky enough to see Howard Kendall a man rather than just Howard Kendall a manager. And he was a great manager, but even in those 5 minutes that I met him, he was an even better man. And that's just my opinion.
There's loads of like stories that you hear about some ex-footballers, and you're just like, such humble guys, some of them. And then, I mean, I've got one there, but I'm not going to talk about it because I wouldn't even give him the time of day. But I met one, and it was at Formby Golf Club, and they were doing a charity event, and it was about 97, 98, probably. And they had 3 players from every team. And it must have been about 97 because Gary Speed was at Everton. And I met Gary Speed and a couple of other players, can't remember who it was, but there was loads around. There was one guy, the Barnsley manager was there. And I was just getting autographs off everyone. So I went up to this guy and I was like, "Can I have your autograph?" Yeah, Danny Wilson. And I said, "Can I have your autograph?" Because he came off the golf green, so I knew he was someone. And he signed it, and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And he was like, "You don't know who I am, do you?" No. So he took the book back off me and wrote underneath it, "Danny Wilson, Barnsley manager, and I just had loads of respect for him from there. But there was one footballer, ex-footballer, I won't say his name, but he played for Liverpool and West Ham, left back, scruffy looking
I
guy.
think I've got it.
Yeah, very scruffy looking.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Penis by name, penis by nature. And there was kids everywhere going up, going to hold the autographs. Swear to God this how it happened. And he was playing for West Ham at the time, I think. So it's not me just slagging off Liverpool players. He was a West Ham player at the time. He was sat at the end of the green waiting for the guy to finish, and kids were running up saying, "Can we have your autograph? Can we have your autograph?" And he sat there, a big fuck-off cigar, and went, and blew it in these kids' faces. And they must have been about 7 or 8. And I was just like, mate, you're a rat. You are just a big rat. What are you? I always thought you looked horrible. But I met, who's the Alan Hansen. I met that year, and Bobby Charlton, and Jackie Charlton as well, I think. And they were all just marvellous. Everyone else who was there that day was great, except him. And I always remember that. It was
know what, I've been fortunate enough to, as I say, to meet a hell of a lot, because I must have been about 14, 15 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I went down to Melwood. I got the bus not far. The bus stop outside opposite the reservoir, outside Hillside, to get the 60 straight down Queen's Drive.
Yeah.
And I got the bus and I got off at the it would have been the 81, I think it was. And I got off at the Jolly Miller. And then from the Jolly Miller, I walked down to Melwood. And I got there about 9 o'clock in the morning, and they let you in. The big, massive cast iron gates, big, bright red gates. And they just let you in, and you could sit there and watch the players training. And I sat there from about 9 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock, just like that. I was on my own, but I sat there watching them train. And, you were saying there about like some footballers who don't bother. There was one. How cryptic can it be with the clue?
Cryptic because you want to be. It's if he comes after you like Donald Trump after the BBC, it's coming after you, mate, not me. You say his name.
Yeah. So anyway, when I see him on NFC TV now, I look at him and I turn the telly off. He still angers me 30 years later. So he come out in the car and he has his all his gear on and all that type of stuff, and he got into his car and cheeky enough, I tapped on the window. He looks over and I did that, the old autograph sign that's universally known. And he looked at me and he just shook his head. He didn't even speak. He just shook his head. And I said, please, please. And he went, no. And through the window, he went, if I do yours, I've got to do everyone's. And he did that circular motion with his hands. And to this day, I still can't forgive him for that. Honestly, everyone else was great. John Barnes, John Scales, Bill Babb, Stan Collymore, David James. It was that era. They were absolutely.
There'll be a lot of people hopefully listening to this now, looking at them players you just named, trying to figure out who you didn't name from that season and figuring out the season that they all played together.
There was loads. Who else was there? Neil Ruddock was there. Absolutely brilliant. Mark Wright broke his wing mirror. Someone obviously must have pushed and got a little bit too close, and he fixed his wing mirror. Didn't lose his rag. Not him. Do you know what I mean?
He's got enough money to fix it, to be fair.
Yeah, possibly. But just that 5 seconds.
Yeah, it is what's name, isn't it?
Of that 5 seconds either way, whether you give kids the time or whether you don't give kids the time, that's the memory that you've got for the rest of your life.
Well, these are the ones, aren't they? Like at the end of the day, they rely on them kids supporting them and following them. That's their brand and that's their stuff.
The kids are the future, aren't they?
That's their brand, and if they're going to jib the kids off, you're losing that fan, and they go around tell the mates and tell everyone else, and people will look at them in a different light, and you're just making yourself look stupid.
Well, I see a lot of parallels between the women's game and when I go and watch rugby league. What I mean by that is they're not paid vast, ridiculous amounts of sums of money. There's genuine heart in what they do. I think when they lose, they feel it. There's a disappointment and a guttedness that they've let people down. But they go out and they interact with the fans. They go out in the community. They're getting involved. They're talking to kids. They're talking to you and your boy. And your boy's remembering this. And then in however many years' time, he's then going to stick with it because of the positive reaction that he gets from the players and the positive influence that they're giving him.
Yeah.
So they're like, in many ways, they're like, pioneers, if you like, but especially with the women's football, how far it's come in the past couple of years. And it's brilliant. Absolutely
it is.
And
I've been speaking about it a lot recently because I've always been semi-interested in women's football from afar, but never really bothered too much in going to matches. But this year, because our Oliver wanted a ticket. We got the season tickets and going each week. Been to a couple of away games. We went to Newcastle the other week to Gateshead to watch them in a cup game. And it's just like all these little experiences. It's so different though. The atmosphere is better. It's not, you're not feeling tense and all that. You're just like, people are having fun and kids are getting involved in it. And I begrudgingly use the word stepping stone because it shouldn't be a stepping stone. It should be, you get into it and that helps you get into football in general, but stay with that women's football as well. And that's what's putting kids into it because they have so much going on for the kids. Like face painting and all that, and it's really good, you know. Urge anyone to go watch women's football. You've gone on mute there, Dom. You're on mute.
Am I back?
You're back.
Sorry, mate. Like it's the same with rugby league as well because you can meet the players beforehand, and they'll come round afterwards. So you get your photographs and you get your autographs.
Yeah.
What I did with the boy was when he was younger, he got photographs with the players, you know, that I took on my phone. And then I got them printed out onto actual photographs. So like 2 or 3 years later, when the players were still there, I'd say, would you sign that photograph for us? And they were like looking back, going, whoa, that's a couple of years old. Haven't you gone tall now? So there was always an interaction. You know with Charlie. There was one player, his favourite player, dislocated his elbow, right? So what they do in the rugby is you can have open days. And the players just sit in the line and you queue up and you go to get the autographs and that. So Charlie drew a picture, a guy in a rugby kit wearing a Wigan home kit and a little picture which was Charlie in the away kit. So he comes up and he goes, storms us off like this, and he goes, yeah, that's for you. The rugby player opens it and says, oh, and got a little bandage on his elbow as well. He says, and Charlie's explaining to him, like, you know, that's the bandage and that's this and that's that. Next thing you know, crash bang voila. The rugby player pulls me and says, are you on social media? I said, yeah, I'm on Twitter. We exchanged details, had a few private messages, and he met me before the game and gave him a signed shirt saying, thanks for your support. Autograph across the bottom.
It's boss, isn't it?
It was just, but you can see like a space light up. You know what I mean? He's 18 next week, but he still remembers what happened 10 years ago with that little moment. And I think that's what's missing from.
You know what? You make me feel old again by saying he's 18 next week. So I've already have to go through this with Peter's kid. Little Pete being 18 a few weeks ago, and that's everyone. Like my son, our George, is 14. He's my eldest, and he's going to be 18 in 4 years. It's just make me feel old now. Nice one for that.
No, it's all right, mate. Don't worry about it. I was 45 yesterday, wasn't I? So
you were. Happy birthday, by the way. Did you have a good day?
Yeah, it was sound. You know, yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was all right. I was in work and stuff because when you get to a certain age, it's just another day, isn't it?
I booked the week off my birthday, mate.
Do you? Do you still go mad for it?
No, I don't go mad. Just book the week off. The week off, sorry. Just book the week off and just chill. Just don't do anything. Just like, but I share a birthday with my wife, don't I? Michelle's got the same day, babe. We've got the same birthday, so
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
we used to go away every now and again, but now having 4 kids, it's like you can't afford to go away for a week anymore.
Difficult, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to blame anyone for the 4 kids, though, isn't it?
Well, I wanted them 2.5 minutes each of pleasure. I got my 2.5 minutes.
All right, don't be showing off with your 2.5 minutes. All right,
2.5 minutes. That's not long.
Yeah, so go ahead. Yeah. You
to be
man.
Fair,
yeah.
To be fair, that includes taking the clothes off and putting them back on.
Tell you what, it's a good job. Do you know what? If I lasted 2.5 minutes, I'd start smoking again just to extend the time a little bit longer.
Fair enough. Right, let's get down to these questions. Then we've spent 20 minutes just shooting the breeze there. People joined in this to listen to my questions and your answers, and we're just talking about rugby and shitty football players.
Well, that's it. So, people are going to be thinking, like, I tell you what, Martin O'Neill looking for a job here since he lost the Celtic job, or what?
As long as I don't start getting called Alan Brazil or something like that, I'm all right with that, you know.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll find someone for. Then again, do you remember fantasy football from years ago?
If you call me Stato, mate, I swear to God, we'll
still
fall
got a
out
bit of
straight away.
Stato going on there, mate. You've still got a bit of Stato.
It used to be, what was it, that Sean Williamson, Barry from EastEnders used to get called a lot.
Barry from EastEnders, yeah.
Yeah, that was that one.
That's not a bad one, but anyone who's our age will know Stato. So Stato. No,
I'm not having Stato. I'll take the Barry one, but that was bad enough.
It's been a few years since you've been called that, hasn't it?
I think so. I don't know. Was that one of the ones that I used to get called? I can't remember if that one was one.
It's not a term of endearment, though, is it?
It wasn't then, no.
No.
We've grown, we've lived, we've loved, yeah, over it. It's fine.
Yeah.
The man with the stats. I just don't have a big dressing gown.
Do you know what? What a guy he was. He was absolutely brilliant. In fact, the whole program was. I think it's still my favorite program ever because it combined my two loves, which is comedy and football.
Yeah,
And when you put them two together, you were going, "Oh, what a show!" It was.
Well, that and
I mean,
Soccer AM back in the day when we used to just what's the name?
I used to love. Do you remember Gazzetta Soccer Italia Saturday morning, 11 o'clock, Channel 4?
Wasn't really a fan. I remember you were. I think I remember you being a big fan and coming and talking about it all the time.
Loved it. Loved it. It was just so exotic because James Richardson would sit there looking like the coolest man in the world with his leg crossed. And the Italian papers, what I noticed, were the biggest newspapers in the world. They were just massive. Every paper was like the Guardian.
We're talking about like 94, 95, 96 probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So we were about 13, 14. I think my experience with Channel 4 back then was just waiting for Eurotrash to start.
You know what? Eurotrash. Did you ever watch The Word as well?
I love The Word. I think we used to talk about that, me and you, actually.
I think we did.
That was one of our common interests, probably. That, and do you know what else it was? And I was thinking about this the other day. Do you know what you got me into and you really ruined my life for a point? Champman.
Go on. I remember, was it Mr. Ravenscroft?
Yeah.
In IT?
Yeah,
and then
we used to have all the computers logged into Champman.
We're going back old school, and then we realised if you press Alt and Tab, changes your screen and goes back to your work and puts Champman in the background. So you say, I was going right Alt Tab. Oh yeah. So I'm sitting here doing screenshots and screen dumps and all that type of stuff.
Until someone cheers because we won the league.
Yeah, you're sitting there going like, oh my God, Jamie Redknapp's just scored Jamie Redknapp's just passed it to Steve McManaman. Now it's gone back to John Barnes. Or he'd been tackled by John Ebrup.
You ruined my academic years with that game. That just distracts me to so much. You'll take the full blame for it.
Thanks. Some things never change. Do you know what I mean? Some things never change. I would like to think that I'd explored and opened your mind to the possibility of football management.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And now I can never get into it, but, you know, it's never going to happen. Not one of these people who's sending me CV off to Barnet and saying, oh, yeah, I won the European Cup with Scunthorpe one year.
Oh, honestly, I'd manage Liverpool and stuff like that, and I'd be in the bats for 3 hours. I'm getting interviews on Match of the Day and all kinds. You know what I mean?
I still do that now on FIFA when I'm playing FIFA in the night.
Oh, do you still interview yourself?
Sometimes, yeah. I've actually got because of all this podcast and stuff, I've actually got microphones to do it now and everything.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? I actually, but I talk old school though. I don't say, we had a lot of turnovers today. I'll just say we lost the ball, and I won't come out with nonsense like press. I'll just say we tried to win the ball back. I'm not one of these clowns who've been on a FIFA coaching badge and use all the buzzwords, so I sound like I know exactly what I'm on about. I don't just like change the terminology to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. But it took me 6 weeks to know what a pivot was in football. What are you talking about, mate? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think mine's more just like sitting and when I get up to go for a wee or something as I'm playing FIFA and be like, what do you think of the performance there, Adam? Well, he was shite today, you know, just can't believe it. I'm going to have to drop him next week. Can't be a doom with him, like, standing there having a whiz in the fucking toilet in the middle of the night. Torn myself.
Yeah.
So, Dominic,
I've done all
that. Let's move away from Champman and misspent youth. What is your one word to describe Liverpool, the city?
You know what, mate? I thought about this long and hard, and I find it really difficult to come out with just one word. So, firstly, I've got two.
Go on, I'll
give
you two.
First one.
You can have two.
First one is unique. I think we're a completely unique city, right from the start of how the city came about, how the city evolved, and how the city has continued to evolve. But more than anything else, it's that coming together that we've all got in the face of adversity. And when you say about the face of adversity, when you talk about Liverpool, I always think that when people describe it, they always describe how we've faced adversity. The word adversity is always there or thereabouts. It's always there. And it's not just adversity, excuse me, in our, like say, the past 30 years, we're talking adversity for years and
Mm-hmm.
years and years. It's gone on for however long.
Yeah.
And everything that comes with the uniqueness, the accent, absolutely everything that comes with it. You
It's
know, that
just so
like,
I mean, I was going to say the word that you said. It's a unique accent.
yeah, the everything. And I'm being very careful how to say the word unique, because if I say it the way I would normally say it, it's probably going to sound horrific on here.
Unique. Unique.
But yeah, exactly. But also as well, it kind of reminds me of like a bit like the city is like when you've got a younger brother or sister,
Mm-hmm.
you can say whatever you want about them, but woe betide anybody else that says anything about them. Do you understand what I mean when I say
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Well,
And I think,
so there was something that I heard a few years ago, and it really like if you go on holiday and you'll slag off your own place and all that kind of stuff, and you know, I'll sit there and I'll slag off Everton, and then a Liverpool fan will come over and he'll slag off Everton. Not having it. Even though you're saying the same thing I'm saying, you can't slag off my team. But then a Man United fan will come over and maybe slag off Liverpool, and then Everton and Liverpool will join together and say, no, you can't slag off Liverpool, the city.
yeah,
And then a Southerner will come and slag off the Northwest, and then we'll join with Manchester and say, no, you can't slag off the Northwest, we're better. And
it's that.
but Liverpool have got this kind of, because we are so divided in football and religion, everyone just comes together when it comes to the city and people trying to attack the city.
Yeah, I think the adversity that comes with it, but what also comes with it as well is tribalism.
Mm-hmm.
That that absolute tribalism of like, I can say it, but you can't, and
Yeah.
don't even think about saying it. You know what I mean? And as you say, it is that. And the other word that I have is it's actually I got this from you know the comedian Mickey Flanagan.
Mm-hmm.
I went to see him live, and I'm a big fan of him. I like him a lot
Yeah.
because a lot of what he says, it's relative, and I like that type of comedy. But when I went to see him, he went, "Welcome to everyone from Liverpool." So everyone cheered, and he just said, "And here we are, militant Liverpool." And I thought that was a great way to
Mm-hmm.
describe again. And if that word
Yeah.
militant meant as a term of endearment, as a kind of pat on the back, because I think what happens with Liverpool as well, it's like, you know, have you seen Boys from the Black Stuff?
You know, I've seen Boys. Of course, I've seen Boys with Blacks. One of the best TV series
Exactly.
ever.
It's a rite of passage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you see when you watch that TV show, the deprivation was all over the country, and it seemed to be that Liverpool challenged it. So then, what stuck with Liverpool there was, "Here's a job. Has anyone in Liverpool got work? No one's working." And
Yeah.
in my opinion, a lot of it was based on that TV show, because people who watched it thought, "Hang on, has anyone in Liverpool got a job?" But the real point of the program was that they were challenging the establishment
Mm-hmm.
as to why we were in this situation in the first place.
Yeah. It adds. So you've got Julie Walters, who played the wife of one of the characters. Can't remember which character it was, and she's the strong female leads that you didn't see in TV shows back then. You didn't see a
Yeah,
female character standing up to the husband saying, "You support this fucking family." It didn't happen, but that happens in Liverpool. It's interesting because I was talking to someone about this today, actually. Tortured Toffee, John Redfern, a guy I've been speaking to, who's on TikTok. Amazing content. Great fella. And we were talking because we were talking about the poverty chanting at the Everton match the other week. And saying that there's a lot of people now who are too young to understand why that's such a negative thing to do. Yeah, I'm not offended by it because it's just stupid and pointless, but I don't like it and I think it should be stopped. But people don't understand because they don't understand where it comes from. It comes from Boys from the Black Stuff and the Gizzard Job and people trying to get up, and then it's like, oh, look at them, they're stuck, because we were open about it. It was happening across the
yeah,
country. This city was open, Brookside, open about every kind of, you look at Corrie and EastEnders and all that, great, but Brookside led the way in. There's real shit happening here that needs to be looked at.
I agree with that. I think there was elements of EastEnders and Coronation Street that, yeah, they did challenge real life things.
Mm-hmm.
However, Brookside seem to go one step further and challenge, like, in inverted real things, things
Hmm.
that real people would understand. So,
Yeah.
and I think, unfortunately, there was elements of that people have used that as a stick to beat people from Liverpool with, rather than see it for what it should have educated the
Hmm.
people on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. And
And
that's
I
what it's
just
been.
think, yeah, yeah, there is. You go to, you have a look in the Royal Court. There's always a lot of local plays that
Hmm.
are on, that are challenging, that are saying, you know what, this is not right. This isn't right. This is what we're going to do. You know what I mean? And I think that's where it falls into, like, both unique and militant. That's where, like, they kind of come together, in my opinion, anyway.
Brilliant. I mean, you mentioned before as well about even from the start, and I've been in books and all that. I've been doing more research into the history of Liverpool and trying to like learn a lot more about it because it links into the books that I'm writing about. But one of the things I looked into this years ago, and it's like where the word Scouse comes from, and it always really interests me,
Yeah.
this one. And do you know Mount Pleasant in Liverpool? How that got called
Hmm.
Mount Pleasant? So it's like Scouse was a combination. It's a stew basically for anyone who doesn't know, called lobscouse, and it's from the Scandinavian countries
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Ireland, and it's a mixture of
yeah.
everything together. And the reason I got called Scouse was the people who lived on Mount Pleasant, all the higher ups and the doctors and the lawyers and back in the wherever it was, would look down on people who were eating scouse because it was such an easy to cook meal, and they'd be like, them, look at them, scousers. That's how that term originated, and it came from the people who were downtrodden standing up and saying, let's take control of this word and make us scousers. And Mount Pleasant being because it was up the hill away from all the fucking mud, dirt and the docks and all that. It was more of a pleasant place to live. And
So
it's
you can
just
go, oh, you
interesting,
can
all
go,
them little things.
100%, mate,
Hmm.
100%. And I think you can also look and say, you know what, literally from day one, Scousers have been on the back foot.
Yeah, literally.
Do you know
They
what I mean?
started
We've
off
had
as
to
a bunch
face.
of monks on a little ferry going across the water to find somewhere.
Yeah. I think what is missing, and if I'm got no great shakes about becoming a politician or anything like that, but in my opinion, what, not just Liverpool, but every single town, city, region, whatever you
Hmm.
want to do, they should focus on the kids when they're younger on local history,
Yeah,
and say to kids,
yeah, yeah.
when they're old enough to understand,
Hmm.
don't overpower them with it, but give them a sense of where their local culture comes from. Give them a sense of where their
Hmm.
belonging is. Give them a sense of where they've come from, if you know what I mean. And by that,
I mean,
I mean,
I think
so
with
you get to know about your local.
yeah, I mean, I think with this city right now, you could probably there's so many adults that need to get that education and realize where the city actually came from to stop their kinds of what they're doing to people in this city, and realize that
I think. I, I think no matter where you go, no matter what subject you're talking about, the word agenda
Hmm.
can be crowbars into absolutely anything, can it? And
Yeah,
people can twist and manipulate and do whatever they want to suit their agenda.
yeah. Hmm.
But the reason why I think people should be understanding of their local knowledge is because it gives you an understanding also as well of, like, for want of a better phrase, what kind of shit people went through back in the
Yeah,
day. And
yeah.
it'll give you a better understanding, and it give you more an appreciative
Hmm.
aspect of what people went through. Because we live in a society now where it'll shock our kids to tell them that we didn't have a phone. We had one telly in the house. We had up until about 1997, I think it was, we had four channels.
Yeah.
And at one stage, you'd have to get off your ass and use your finger to turn the telly over.
Mate, I used to have a remote control that was on a wire.
I remember in my nan's, she had a video, and I got a SCART lead, and I put the SCART lead in from the telly to the video, and
Hmm.
I could turn the video channel over as long as it. Do you remember the old telly AV, that channel?
Uh,
I'd put it on there, and I could turn the video over. I'd have to tune it in, but I could turn the telly over using the video remote control. And the video remote control must have been, I think the last time I measured it, it was probably about the size of the Isle of Man. Do you know what I mean? It was, honestly, I kid you not, it was about that big.
Here's one
with
for you,
about
see how good your memory is. I reckon you'll get this easily. Who was it who launched Channel 5?
I
I know why you might
go on.
forget this, because we're talking 97, aren't we? Do
Do you know what? Right.
you know
Do you
you're
know what I've
talking
just
97,
remembered?
right? No, do you know what it is, right? And I tell you, it was Easter 97. And you know where me and
Lewis.
you were? We were in Lewis. We were going when that launched.
Yeah, yeah. But we had a conversation about that yesterday. Fast forward, move on.
I'm not going into anything about Lewis. Lewis was a great experience. We had great fun. Met some amazing people. Loved it. That'll be another podcast another day. But that's where we were. So that's why you might not remember. But do you remember he launched Channel 5?
No, I can't. But I do remember the day that we got back into Lewis was the day that it launched.
Spice Girls.
Was it? Wow.
They're the ones who were
Yeah.
like the first ones turned on it.
Wow. Yeah,
But yeah.
because we were in Lewis, weren't we, all the Easter weekend?
Yeah. It did launch on Easter weekends. It must be, it would have been 97 because we were 16.
Yeah.
And that was the first year we went there. Well, the first year I went there.
And the only year I went.
Yeah, you went that one year. I kept going back for another 12.
Did you go every year? You did, didn't you? With the same people?
I missed 2000 and because I'd just come back from America in February. I was living in America for 6
Yeah.
months. And when I came back,
Yeah.
that was the only year that I missed. And then I stopped going. 2000, yeah, 2007. It is, yeah. I still got emails about it.
Is it?
Yeah, I still like looking into it and that. But yeah,
No, I went once.
yeah, I got a course up and then loved it. But we had a great time. We did have a great time there.
Again, phenomenal experience. Really humbling experience as well.
Mm-hmm.
Really humbling experience.
Yeah.
And I think I'm glad. I'll always be glad that I did it, but I was especially glad that I did it when I was so young, so it could give
Yeah.
me a positive influence going forward, just before you go into adulthood. I think we went at the right age because it
Yeah,
gave us
definitely.
like a
I
little
think too
timely
early I would have been
reminder.
not appreciative of what we were doing because we
Yeah,
were
agreed.
supporting children who had various um, difficulties and disabilities and challenges in life
Yeah,
to go away for a week and have a great time. I think any younger than that, you wouldn't really have an understanding of what that importance was. And anything older, you'd feel like you missed out on it.
I think so. Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think we were that
I
kind
think
of middle age between the grown-ups there and the children there. So we were that inter-student kind of helpers.
yeah, yeah. There was. I agree with that. We did go at the right time because it was just we were 16, so we're right at the point of where we're being influenced. You know, we
Yeah.
can still be positively and negatively influenced. And what happened over there with the whole experience was only a positive for me. There was no
Yeah.
negative. There was no negative experience.
It was great times, great laughs.
It
But
was. It was.
yeah. Tell me about your early roots. Where was you first? What was the first place where you ever felt connected to the city?
Oh, I had one of the best upbringings you can ever wish for, mate. I was born in a council estate in Kirby, and I was the second oldest grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
And my auntie, my youngest auntie, is only 14 years older than me. So I was looked upon by many of my aunties and uncles as probably a younger brother. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who were older than me, and I had the best upbringing ever because they looked after me. They were like it was like one big massive extended family. And because we were Catholics as well, there was thousands of us. It's just loads of us. But one thing I do remember being a kid is that you just got a dead arm or kicked or put in a headlock or just wellies just for no reason. You'd just be walking past somewhere and someone would just hit you, just playfully. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was 27 before I realised that you could walk past an adult and not have to go like that. Do you know what I mean? And those were the sort of things that I remember. I think I was 27 when I realised that. I think I was about 31 before I realised that you could buy butter and margarine without crumbs in it. You know, honestly, these sorts of things I didn't know. I didn't know these sorts of things. But it was warm, it was honest, it was just brilliant. And I still class myself, I was 45 yesterday. And you know what, mate? I still class myself as the luckiest person in the world to be born when I was born.
Well, I remember meeting your dad a few times. He was a good character. Sorry, he is a good character. It's
Good as gold, my dad.
yeah.
Good as gold.
He was always
He hasn't
sound with
been,
all of us.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the thing with dads is it gives you an opportunity to act like the kid as well. You know,
Hmm.
it gives you that free reign to be able to act the goat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does give you that, like, here's a free pass. Go and act like an absolute clown for an
Mm.
hour or so. And you go, yeah, all right, sound. How many times have you been playing on the monkey bars with the kids and stuff
I
like that?
I
And then
get
you've gone,
I get told I'm cringe. So kids are turned to teenagers now. I'm cringe now, so it's not.
yeah,
We're at that point now.
yeah. Well, maybe if you come downstairs wearing a big dressing gown, something like that.
Well, shouting out
No,
4-2, 3-2, 5-1. This player got a rating of
yeah.
6.
Did you know that the first player to score a goal in the FA Cup final, blah, 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 you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I
saw
think this
he's
might be
doing it.
lost. Yeah, do you know what? I'm sure it has something to do with horse racing.
He is. He's
Was it
doing horse
horse
racing
racing
stuff.
comments? Is that what he was doing?
Yeah, that's what he's doing now. Something like horse racing. That I saw him not too long ago on something.
Because
He's doing like horse racing and
I'm
journalism and
sure,
all that.
I'm sure he's from not too far from where I live. I'm sure he's from Altrincham,
I
but he's
don't
got
know.
Altrincham connections. Don't ask me how I know all this crap.
Because you're living out there with all the wolves, mate.
I wondered how long it'd take. But
You
are we?
called me Stato.
47
You called
minutes.
me Stato. You deserve that.
That is. Yeah, but you laughed far too heartily when I said Martin O'Neill. You could have just given me a sympathetic giggle.
To be fair, though, I've never come to that connection before for some reason. And when you said it, just like, wow, yeah, actually.
Yeah, and it
I'm
is, isn't
going
it?
to be clipping that bit and sending it to Peter and Tony and a few other people later. And like, oh, yeah, doesn't he? Never fucking noticed that before, man. No fucking deal. So,
Do you know what? I should have, I've got my Celtic jumper as well. I should have put that on.
No, you would just have, well, that green jumper.
No, it's actually a Celtic jumper.
Okay.
It is an actual Celtic jumper.
Fair enough. I wouldn't be doing that though right now because that'll just crack me up, to be fair.
Do you know what? Just dead quick. For me wedding anniversary, we went to Loch Lomond because my wife loves going up there. So we went up there, and the weekend I was up there, Brendan Rodgers got sacked,
Mm-hmm.
and Martin O'Neill got appointed, and I went for a walk around Celtic Park, and I still can't help but think it's mistaken identity. It was me that they were after. You've got Martin O'Neill instead.
I mean, does Martin O'Neill
that's what it
have
was.
2 million hours worth of Champman experience? I don't think he does.
No, I don't think he did.
No.
I don't think he did. I mean, bollocks to the
Did
fact
Martin
that he's won the
O'Neill
European
win
Cup.
a European Cup and a Premier League title while Mr. Ravenscroft was walking around and he had to open tab it quickly? No, he never.
No one can pass the ball as quick as we can open tab. You know what I mean?
Martin O'Neill needs
can.
to step down right now, wherever he is. You need to take that place. That's the
I will
seat you
do.
need to take.
I will do. I'll text our kid. I mean, Martin, next time I see him.
So you're born in Kirby. What was the city
Yeah.
that raised you? What was your childhood like? The estate, the people. You touched on a little bit there. Because when did you move to Bootle then?
I moved to Beauts when I was about. I did nursery and first year infants, and then we moved to Bootle, not far from your mum and dad's.
Yeah.
Cambridge Road we moved to.
Yeah, so behind the Hillside High School, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, it was Cambridge Road is in between Southport Road and Stanley Road. Is it Stanley Road? No, not Stanley Road. Hawthorne Road.
Yeah.
So moved there, but because I used to go back to Kirby every weekend. Sometimes I wouldn't see my mum and dad all weekend. I get dropped off at like 4 o'clock after school, and I'd be straight out because I had my little circle of mates up there.
Yeah.
Some of them that are still, I still know a lot of them to this day. And I wouldn't see my mum sometimes till Sunday afternoon. So when people say to me,
remember when you used to go away for
I
like
say,
4 days on a bounce and just not come home?
yeah.
I remember staying in a
I'd be
mate's
glad.
house one night and I stayed there for like a week in the end. I was only meant to stay one night and just like mates, like, just stay another night.
No one cared, did they?
My mum was just like, where is he? Oh, he's staying another night. Okay, then yeah. Huh?
Yeah, and that was it. There was no phones. You'd make one phone call on the circle phone.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'd be longer dialing the number than what you were on the phone for.
Or getting 10 pence to go to the fucking the corner phone box.
Oh yeah, and that was in the years before they were vandalised, weren't they?
Before they turned to piss pools.
Yeah. It used to be quite fresh. There was no like
There was
There
no
was no
piss in them
drugs
back
and
then.
used Johnnies and nothing like that in there.
No, they were actually phones. Just phones. That was all
Yeah,
they were used for.
yeah, that's what they were used for. They were actually used for people to make a phone call.
Do you remember when
I
you
mean,
used to go to them and you'd be walking up to them thinking, oh, I need to make this phone call really quick, and they'll be the only one round and someone will be in it. Or there'll be a queue outside waiting for it.
There'd be a queue.
Do
Yeah,
you ever be in a queue? There'd be standing in the queue for waiting to use the phone.
Yeah, but the queue is the same as the queue when you queue up at the cash machine. There's like 4 or 5 of you congregated together, but then a gap until you get to the actual person using.
Yeah, because you couldn't stand next to
Using
the
it.
phone because you'd be in their conversation, be rude.
Yeah, and
And now
also as
people
well,
walk around
there's
on fucking speaker talking. Like,
yeah, well, like
put a
there
big
was
red
mystical
box around you.
forces back. There was mystical forces because, like, if you stood there like that with your phone, yeah, everyone could hear you. As soon as
Yeah.
you did this, no one could hear you anymore. Right? It was a bit like, remember when you used to watch Casualty and you'd sit there
It's a
and
mod
they'd say
casualty
like,
book one.
they say like the doctor would come in, the patients would be sitting on the bed and they're there with that gown stuff on. They say, I've got some bad news, but the person next door can hear you. So what they do is they close the curtain and then they deliver the bad news. So those curtains must have been like cast iron curtains because as soon as they close the
that's
curtains,
still the case
no one
now.
else in. Is that actually true?
Yeah, that still happens now. Just close the curtain over.
Is that so? You close the curtains and then no one can hear what you're saying.
Have you not been to an hospital that last like 30 years?
Again, is it the same concept as when you were in Wetherspoons and you'd have smoking and non-smoking, and the smoke if you blew it out, it would always stop before it got to the non-smoking side.
It's
the
that
smoke would say,
concept.
"Nah, I'm not allowed over there. I can only stay on my section."
Going into hotels and like, do you want a non-smoking room or a smoking room? Non-smoking still stinks of fucking smoke.
Yeah.
Because everyone still fucking smokes, isn't it?
Yeah. But again, we were saying about our kids not understanding. Our kids won't understand the fact that you used to be able to smoke in a hospital.
Yeah, I mean...
And you used to smoke upstairs on a bus as well.
I am all for reminiscing all these points and thinking, we need to go back to these days. That is one thing that I remember when that smoking ban came in, and I've never smoked in my life. Not even once, like never once too, because of personal experience with family and watching what they went through. And I remember cheering when that bloody thing came in. It was just the best.
You look back now, and that was like 2007 when the smoking ban came in, because it was the same year the boy was born. And I think now you look back, that was the first nail in the pub's coffin, wasn't it?
It was, and that's a great shame, but my health got better after that. My cough went right down,
Yeah, and also because
I had a smoker's cough at 13, and I didn't even smoke.
Yeah. Do you remember focus points?
Focus points?
Focus points, yeah, do you remember that? Because I used to be around a lot of people who were older than me, so they smoked, and I think they were in Embassy and Regal, and used to get focus points. I think you used to get one full focus point in a packet of 20, and I think it was half in a packet of 10, and you'd collect them all, and I think you'd need about 64 million tokens to get like a sandwich maker or a toaster, or something along those lines. But you'd have to, you needed to smoke like a factory beagle.
Yeah, the closest I ever came to smoking, besides inhaling other people's smoke, was the fucking Spider-Man and Batman candy canes. That was it.
Yes,
I've never something that I ever wanted or tried to.
Which, by the way, are absolutely horrible.
Yeah, back now. Yeah, looking back now, yeah, they are.
You would.
They used to be advertised as ciggies. You used to get the ones that would like have the little red
ends. Front like that as well. But
these ones with the red ends, like it was lit.
Yeah,
that's how far as a society we've come, which is a really positive thing.
Yeah. See, I used to like the sweets that used to be shaped like teeth. Remember them ones?
Still get them.
And you would always get them and go every single time, wouldn't you? No matter how old you were. It's like, yeah, right. You're the same age as me. Yes or no?
No. Not another 2 months. Sorry, just 2 months.
All right.
I'm still 44. You're 45 now.
All right.
I don't get to say this often because our friend group, Peter and Tony and a few other people, they're actually younger than me, so I don't get to say this too often. So yeah, no, I'm younger than you still, mate.
Yeah, that is true. I think I'm the oldest. I'm one of the oldest, aren't I? Yeah.
There's a couple of other people who we probably don't speak about anymore, but yeah.
Yeah. Not asked. Absolutely not. And do you know
You're
what?
now
If
officially
we
the
do
oldest.
some,
You're the G.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And do you know what? Those people that we don't speak about, it just this is for their benefit. All right. Okay, you're 44. Yes or no? Do you still put hula hoops on your finger and eat them off like that?
What's that got to do with age? Of course.
Well, that's it.
I still get
That was it.
Transformers and put the wheels on the legs.
Oh, you know what? It still breaks my heart when you get a pass of Transformers and you can't put the wheel on, and when you do it too much, it breaks the
Mm.
crisp.
It's not
Yeah.
acceptable, that stuff.
No, you see, when I say all this sort of stuff to Charlie, I just say to him, listen, mate, I was a pre-internet child. Okay.
The internet, yeah. We did not have
That's
Google
it.
to find an answer out.
We had to sit there and go, ah, and that's it. We had to guess. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
We don't know a lot. We don't know a lot of what we were talking about, whether it was right or wrong, because we couldn't confirm it by
The
looking at the
best we
Googles.
had was we first got computers around 195, 96 that we got in schools. And then we got
Yeah.
the encyclopedia disc.
Do you remember? That's because I used to sit next to you in French, didn't I?
Possibly.
Yeah, I do remember. Madame Delario. Yeah. I think there was a little back room just behind us that used to link the two French rooms. And in there, she had encyclopedias, but
Yeah.
massive encyclopedias as well. They were absolutely monstrous.
Well, if you remember, I can't remember. I remember sitting next to one person, and that teacher came in with one of them
Yeah.
encyclopedias and smacked her across his head because he was
Yeah,
being a
I
shit.
do remember that.
And just
Yeah,
went
I remember
bang.
that. Yeah, I remember that. That encyclopedia, kid you not, that's not an exaggeration, is it?
That's probably bigger than that.
And they were the rock hard covers as well, weren't they?
Do you remember his dad coming down,
And
fucking killing everyone?
yeah, there's half full of games on the
Rightly
hands,
so, like,
relatively,
it was bad.
yeah, yeah. Imagine that now. That'd make the nationals now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I honestly think it would make the nationals
Yeah.
if that happened. Like,
I was sat next to it when it happened.
do you know what? You probably
PTSD and all that.
got a little bit of the aftershock, I would imagine, because she gave him it was a good whack that she gave him.
Yeah, it was like,
I think if memory serves, that's why I ended up sitting next to you, because my back used to be to the teacher and I used to sit opposite Bill. And then the lad who you were referring to, he left. So the seat was empty. So I then took that seat.
hey,
so
maybe that's where I got the title for my book from.
No,
You're going to claim that, aren't you? You're going to claim that the full kinds of... Yeah, there you go.
I'm having that. It's not only is it a stroll down memory lane, but it's also a little bit of royalties as well.
There's no royalties right now with that.
Oh, isn't it? I'll tell Charlie's agents. I'll tell Charlie's agents just to hang fire with the emails.
If you want to try and claim royalties, you might end up paying me, mate.
Yeah, that'll be
the outgoings are certainly more than the incomings right now.
Yeah, but that'll change.
Let's move on before we make this into a fucking sequel. Tell us a time the city tested you. What was the time when things got tough?
Things got really tough when my Uncle Mark died. He passed away when he was 43. He was my uncle, and it was really hard because when a few years ago, when I was approaching the age of 43, I was getting edgy. I was getting nervous, you know what I mean? But not only Mark passing away was a bad thing, but I'd seen my nan as the matriarch of the family, the God-fearing woman, the woman that would do anything for anybody and looked after us all. She didn't deserve that. Do you know what I mean? She didn't deserve to lose their son. So for a long, long time, I was thinking, why's this happened? Why us? Do you know what I mean? Why did she do that? And I carries a little bit of bitterness around for a while. And I suppose to a certain extent, I probably still have. Do you know what I mean? You know, like, and I was thinking, this isn't right. This isn't right. What's going on? What has my nan done to deserve this? That's all I could think of. Do you know what I mean? And that tested me. But again, to use that word adversity, you ultimately get through it, don't you?
And that's it. It's it either makes you or breaks you, them things, doesn't it? And
yeah,
you've got to be. I think I said, with it being adversity and coming from a city where a lot of things happen and a lot of negative stuff happens, you do become quite resilient. and it does
Yeah,
help you with that resilience
definitely.
and that kind of pushing on. But yeah, that must have been a bad time, mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was. It was, but you know, it gives you a massive sense of perspective as well.
Mm-hmm.
A big massive sense because I was only 24 as well, and remember clearly because it was the same year of Istanbul.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think Everton finished above Liverpool that season as well, and Liverpool got into the European Cup the season after through winning the European Cup. When we went over, because he lived in the Isle of Man, we went over to the Isle of Man, and just before he died, the next game after he died was Liverpool Everton. Right? He'd been telling everyone in the build up to the game, he said Liverpool are going to win 2-1. Liverpool are going to win 2-1. Anyway, there was a bit of a collection going round. Someone said, "Why don't we take a little bit of the money out of the collection and just put a cheeky bet on of 2-1 for Liverpool?" And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people out of their own pocket jumped on it. And anyway, it came in. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes I'm not a great believer in fate, but sometimes like you just think there was a reason why that happened.
Yeah.
And I think that was the reason. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But without sounding too morbid, the way I believe it is, people only truly die when they're forgotten and not spoken about anymore. They're still alive in some capacity if you've got them in here and you talk about them and you verbalize about them and you think about them and you still love and cherish them, if you know what I mean.
No, I totally agree, mate. I mean, I talk about that a lot with me, with the book again. It's about my granddad, and um, that's my memory and my love note to him, and how it's the reason why I'm an Evertonian. When he passed away, it was my connection, following the team that he followed and going to Goodson Park and feeling them still there and connected to me, even though I never went to a football match with him. But yeah, it's totally get what you're saying.
It's everything, isn't it? Whatever you do, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, it's that way of connection, isn't it? You've got to feel that connection. You know what I mean? And not once that connection got, like when I was saying right at the top about not going to the match anymore, I'd lost that connection, and that connection had got. When you say that, makes I 100% agree with you.
Thanks for sharing that, Tom. That was yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
So let's break it up a little bit. We'll have a quick fire Scouse questions round. So no overthinking, just quick answers, no explanations unless I really am intrigued by what you say. So first one, we know the answer to this, blue or red?
Oh, that's
Chip balm or chip butty?
chip bar.
Red cabbage, beetroot or
However,
none?
sorry, dead quick.
Oh,
If I'm going to chippy, chip bar. If I'm in the house, chip butty.
fair pay. Yeah, yeah. Although I do get balms at home every now and again just for a chip balm at home.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can
Yeah.
I can go with that, mate.
Red cabbage, beetroot or none or both?
With Scouse or
With Scouse. Of course with Scouse.
red
You need to go
cabbage.
back and watch Peter's episodes and take exception what he says on this answer.
Oh no, I'm not listening to what he said. I've known him for 35 years. If you think I'm going to sit there and watch him on YouTube for 59 minutes, you're very much mistaken.
I know you've watched it.
I have, I'll be honest. Of course I have. Of course I have.
Him getting told how to eat Scouse
red-
properly by his man wife.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, I'll be honest. It's for me, it's red cabbage.
Fair enough. Best crisps from the offie.
Best one, sorry.
Crisps.
You know what? I'm a big kid when it comes to them. I love quavers.
I'm back on quavers, I'm
Yeah,
back on quavers recently.
honestly, quavers. Yeah, I love quavers.
Cheese
And
ones.
also
Original.
Oh yeah, yeah.
None of these new
absolutely.
spicy shit
None
that
of-
they're bringing out. Get rid of all that crap.
No. Prawn cocktails
Don't mess
should
with
be made
perfection.
with either. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, prawn cocktails should carry a government health warning because they really offend my taste buds. Prawn
I know, I'm
cocktails.
back on prawn cocktail
So-
as well, though, you know.
No.
My
If
two main
you were going
goals
to
at the moment,
VAR,
quavers and prawn cocktail.
No. I don't mind what's it as well.
What's it's too messy.
But if I'm feeling like an adult, if I am feeling grown up, which is about once every 4.5 months,
Gonna say.
I still do. I do like either flavors of cheese and onion or salt and vinegar discos,
Mhm.
and I still do like cheese and onion squares.
They're all belters.
So all the flavors that I'm telling you, don't come near me because obviously I stink after eating any
Yeah,
any of them.
basically. You're just a walking cheese and garlic.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Home and bargains or B&M?
On the bargain,
What do you call trainers?
straps.
Trabs. Mate, I've read that for years. Properly, like.
Yeah.
Love it.
Traps.
Pick one, lad, la, or kidder.
La.
I've said this to Peter. I think this is our generation. I think anyone I got from our year in our school. I've got Ian Jones is doing episodes in a couple of weeks.
How is he, by the way?
He's good. Yeah, I've spoken to him the other day. Yeah, but he's doing an episode. I'm filming it with him on Sunday, and I'll be out in a few weeks. But I think I'm making this prediction now. I think everyone from our year who do this with will be saying la, because
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Say sounds how you mean it the most.
Sounds.
Best insult that's technically not an insult.
Your ma.
Ah, mate, your ma. One of my questions,
your
and I'm gonna give you the sub questions to this that I've not got on here anymore because I took it out for certain reasons. Nothing major. What's your best your ma joke?
Oh, it's not a joke. It's a comment.
Go on then.
I don't want to lose my job.
Fair enough. We'll move on then.
I'll tell you what, right? I'll text you there. You can tell me what you think, and then somehow we can edit it back in.
Text him. We'll come back to it at the end if it's all right. If not, we'll just put this one in and say, my favourite one is your dad sells the Avon.
Yeah.
And I've used that a few times recently, so just want to piss them off. Finish this sentence.
I've heard before, sorry. Your ma smokes rollies. I haven't heard that for a while. Your ma smokes rollies. Do you remember that one?
That. Yeah.
Your ma smokes rollies.
And if you want to go back to real 90s, if you want to go back to real 90s before things did change for the better for everyone, but it'd be like, your ma smokes rollies. Yeah. Your ma smokes rollies, and she's got tattoos on her forearm.
Yeah.
Which is now perfectly acceptable to have. I accept that. I do happy to say that's a very acceptable thing. But back in the 90s, a lot of women didn't have tattoos on the forearm unless they'd been in prison. And again, not saying that to be controversial. That's just what we thought back then.
Do you know what? Can I just say, at the top of the show, next time, Adam, do the disclaimer. Just put your disclaimer out there, okay? And then it covers absolutely everything.
Mate, it's only you who made that with, though, to be fair. I think everyone else would be pretty fine. It's just
but I don't want to
chat.
I don't want to piss the rolly community off.
It was the 90s. That's all you need to say. We were young, stupid. We've learned we don't accept this as a normal thing anymore. But that's what we thought when we went to Savio. That's how bad we were. We were in Savio.
Was it in the 90s?
Was
it the 90s or the late 80s? Go ahead. I'll leave that.
No, go on. What?
Was it the late 80s or the early ecstasy when that came out? No
idea. You know me, I'm fucking never touched a drug in my life. I'm very boring and all that kind of stuff, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, I mean, I'm hardly in and out of rehab.
No, but I mean, even knowledge about it, I've got no knowledge. I was in work a while ago, and someone came in with a little fucking baggie, and they're like, I've just found this outside, and I was like, so what? It's just a fucking bag, but it probably has a fucking penny sweets in or something. I was just getting laughed at.
What was it?
It was just like an empty baggie that someone had been using, like fucking...
Oh, an empty one.
Stuff.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, so what? And they're like, well, you know what it means? And I was like, no. I'm really just not aware about any of that stuff at all. Like, I've got no idea.
You know what? There's no harm being naive, mate. Sorry, go on.
It's one of the one things that I'm really naive on. Just like, if something happens in work and it's about anything around drugs or something happens or whatever, I have to phone up people and like, what does this terminology mean? Someone's just said this has happened, right? What should it do? Because I have no fucking idea what it's about. Is it a bad drug or is it one of them ones that's considered legal nowadays?
Well, your ma smokes rollies.
Hey, Goldie Looking Chain said your ma's got a penis, so you can say your ma smokes rollies.
Goldie Looking Chain, was that the Welsh rap band?
Yeah, boss.
And they sang about a car park in Argos or something like that.
Car park in Caffawelly or something.
Yeah.
It's not as if they're on my playlist right now that I listen to every now and again.
Right, okay. You said you were naive. You've just exposed your naivety a little bit more then.
Enough. Best place or person to get proper Scouse from?
What do you mean proper Scouse? You mean
like the best
the meal?
Yeah.
Oh, on my mum.
What did you think I meant?
No, like proper Scouse is in like a Scouse accent, like what you say.
Okay, fair enough.
Although, to be fair, my wife does a belt in Scouse.
Where's your wife from?
It's Philippines.
And she does a better Scouse than your mum? You need to be careful here, Tom. You need to be careful.
No, it's good. It's good, but it's not my mum's.
There you
know
go.
what I mean? It's
I
not my
saved
mum's.
you
It's
there.
good, but
You
it's
owe
not
me
my
one for that
mum's.
one. You owe me one for that.
All right, okay. I'll start calling you Adam from now on.
Favourite Scouser?
David Scott. At the moment, Stephen Graham.
Love Stephen Graham, to be fair. Amazing guy.
And I think it's a bit biased as well because where he's from. He's a
Yeah,
Kirby
he's
lad.
Kirby lads, isn't he?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a bit biased.
He's very much, Mays are very big and he's still got his roots.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. I was at a funeral that he was at as well. Nice fella. Hell of a nice fella.
Nice one. Favourite park?
Not good as... Do you know what? Believe it or not, bit Knowsley Safari.
Okay, I'll accept that one. It's a bit left field, that one, but I'll accept it.
It is.
Yeah. I'll give you that one,
Yeah.
okay. Favourite Scouse building?
Oh, when I was at the Port of Liverpool buildings.
Yeah, fair play.
Beautiful
Why that
building
one so
inside.
I know this because I never asked Peter that question, so I know you've not heard that question. So that was very quick. Why?
I worked there round about the turn of the millennium, around about 2001 till about 2003. I worked in that building, and all inside was marble stair, and it's got the dome across the top. Honestly, it's a beautifully structured building.
Is it open to the public to go in and have a look?
It used to be, but
I only
I've
say
actually
that
gone down there. Yeah, but it used to. But now it's got like the the wrought iron gates.
Yeah.
There's them across the front, so I don't know whether or not you can get. I don't know whether the building might have changed and another company might have moved in, and it might have, for security reasons.
Because I went to the Liver building today to get a voucher for my mum for Christmas from one of the places inside there, and I realised it's the first time I ever actually went in the Liver buildings.
Was it?
Yeah. I've never actually been inside before. I've always been outside. I never thought you could go in. Always thought it was just offices and buildings, but they've got shops and a cafe in there. And I was like really like in awe going inside.
It's mad, just to digress very, very slightly. The boy went to New York and we were talking about this. And I've spoken to this about a lot of people, like with me, like being out in Cheshire and that. There's not many Liverpool season ticket holders or people that were lucky enough to go to match. So when I was still going to match, they'd be looking at me going, "Oh, you're going to match, you're going to match." And I was quite blasé about it, going, "Yeah, I'm going to match." Do you know what I mean? And other people would be talking to me about, say, for example, the Liver building. Oh, yeah, the Liver building. We're blasé about it. But so are the people in Sydney that talk about the Sydney Opera House. So are people in Paris who talk about the Eiffel Tower. Do you know what I mean? So are people in London when you talk about Tower Bridge. So are people in Blackpool when they talk about their tower.
I knew you were going to go to Blackpool about Blackpool Tower. I was sitting there thinking, if he says Blackpool and compares Blackpool Tower with the Eiffel Tower, the Sydney Opera House, Tower Bridge, and Blackpool Tower, fucking hell, mate.
You know what? Your cursor is hovering dangerously close to the leave button, isn't it?
Fucking
but like,
Tower.
you get what I mean.
Real Sun Centre.
Hey, don't diss Real. Don't be dissing Real.
You don't need to diss Real. It's been dissed by everyone.
No, come on.
When did last go to Real?
Runcorn?
When did last go to Real?
What about Runcorn? Two bridges. When did the last go to Real? Next question.
Yeah,
or is that one of the questions?
Pay a visit to Real anytime soon. Fucking hell. It's sad how it's gone.
Oh, is it? Do you know what though? It's sign of the times, isn't it? Because they were like pastimes for when we were kids, weren't it?
Yeah, definitely. That and Southport.
Yeah.
This is me. Are you a Scouser question from the 90s? Did you ever go to Grafton?
I went to Grafton. Honest to God, I thought they were going to charge me rent at one stage.
I think I had to get charged rent. Peter was the best. Peter went, yeah, but only because you took me.
Yeah. I think I've been with Peter. I think I have been with Peter.
You've been with me?
I think I have, haven't I?
Yeah, we have, yeah.
More to the point, who's does I leave with? Next question.
Your wife might watch this, mate. Again, I'm going to save you.
Do you know what? Whenever she wants to watch this video, funny enough, I think the Wi-Fi will be down.
Yeah, I think so. Favourite Beatles song?
Let It Be.
Love it. Favourite Scouse musician or band that's not the Beatles?
Yeah, the Lightning Seeds.
I mate went to see them last year.
Was that the Jollification? 25 years?
No, it was actually, they were supporting Madness in the Echo Arena.
Absolutely
but still,
brilliant.
Just amazing.
He's fantastic, Ian Brody.
Do you know what, right? So I'm going to tell you a story that actually an influence that you've done on me. If this is your influence on my music, because I know we haven't seen each other for a few years properly or talked about, but I'm really into music and like fucking music tattoo arm and all kinds. Our kid said to me when he was getting his first CD, he was going to get something. I can't remember which one it was, but it was some shit boy band. And I said, no, you're buying Oasis and you're buying this one, right? And that goes back to, I remember I was doing work experience in, I can't remember what it was called, but it was the big building that's being knocked down by the Merton. And it was knocked down because it was one of the worst buildings for sickness in the UK. And I done work experience, then they paid me at the end of the week. I got like 30 quid or something for expenses. That's how they had to put it through. And I went to Woolies in the Strands, and I think I was with you. I don't know if I was with you or I'd told you about it, and I went there afterwards. And I was going with the intention of my first CD, buying with my own money, to be Robbie Williams. Do you remember what you told me to buy instead?
No, go on.
Space Spiders.
Did
I
I?
remember? Yeah. You talked me out of buying that Robbie Williams CD, and I went and got Space instead. And that shaped my music for life, and I am forever grateful for it. Because actually,
Do
as
you know
well,
what?
2 years ago, I went to watch, last year or 2 years ago, I went to watch Space Live as well. And they'd done the first two albums, back like all the songs off the first two albums. One of the best nights I ever had.
I can
It
well
took me right
imagine.
back.
I think the reason why I probably told you not to buy Robbie Williams was because Robbie Williams, I had the Robbie Williams album, and I was one of the few people that had it, and I used to get a lot of stick for it. And so I wanted to be alone in that, just being the only person to have Robbie Williams. It wasn't me being like giving you advice like Paul Gambaccini and nothing like that. Do you know what I mean?
You
It
could have
wasn't
took
any
some
like
credit to be a music guru there.
I can't, mate. I can't. I've got about as
I
much
thought it was
rhythm
just
as a
like,
coffee
because
table.
we were 14, 15-year-old kids who like, take that as shit, take that aboard because they're the boy bands from Manchester, fuck, take that. I thought it was because of that, but no, actually, it was because you already had it.
Yeah, I think that's essentially what it was. I had the Robbie Williams Light Through a Lens album, and I wanted to be the only one that had it. I wanted to be, again, it falls into the, I think, unique, and I was being
Well,
militant in my
from
stance.
that made me go and buy Space Spiders instead, and it shaped all my musical influences from there, which was only a good thing.
There you go. A lot of the best inventions and best things happen by accident.
Yeah, and that was one of the best nights and gigs that I've been to a lot of gigs over the last 3 years, and that's one of the best ones that I went to, Space, and I think it was the O2 in town. As a dead intimate and all that. I was with my mates from work, and just fucking every song we were just belting out. It came out with no voice. I fucking
Brilliant.
love
It's like
Space.
got back in time, isn't it?
But yeah,
Like
it
got
just
back
came
in
back to me
time.
then when you said Lightning Seeds, because Lightning Seeds were, it was Ian Brody who coached Space and like guided them, wasn't it? Mentored them.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't
Yeah, I'm
know that.
pretty sure it was, yeah.
He's
But yeah,
multi-talented. He's
love Ian
brilliant, Ian
Brody.
Brody.
Yeah, but all like Space and Ian Brody, and yeah, just fucking amazing. What floor of the Crazy House was yours? What's your Crazy House floor?
I was always in the chill out one. Was that the second floor?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, there was, I think the top floor, that was too much for me.
Top floor was
It was
like
the top floor.
the cheese, wasn't it?
No, it was that one then. That was the one for me. I can't remember what floors were, but there was one where there was constant moshing and people just jumping into each other.
Yeah, that weren't me, that one.
And no, whereas I'm upstairs getting me 2-for-1s, listening to Pulp and Common People, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, same.
That was absolutely fine by me. And if Walla Walla Bing Bang came on, and if I'm sitting there with me 2-for-1s, that would have suited me down to the ground. Absolutely no problem.
Here's the Witch Doctor.
That's the Witch Doctor, yeah.
Radio City or Juice FM?
Being honest, it's neither. But if I had to push, I'd say Radio City.
That's which one it was then instead.
Back in the day, do you remember Long Wave Radio, Atlantic 252?
I remember Long Wave Radio, but not probably the Atlantic part of it.
52 used to just play music. Play music all the time. I listened to that. Being a kid, spending all that time at Kirby and my nan's, I thought the radio was stuck on Radio Merseyside. I didn't know there was any. I thought my nan must have just bought the radio, and it's all it has was Radio Merseyside. That's it. It didn't have any other stations. Whereas now I listen to none. I listen to podcasts.
Spotify, isn't it?
Yeah,
Spotify is a
without
new
sounding
fucking
like an
radio
old man,
station.
without sounding like the cliche old man, modern day music is crap.
It is. That there's no coming to that two ways about it. There's a couple of artists out there now that I really like, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Favourite place for a night out, past or present?
Oh, every day of the week, if I could go back to it, late 90s, it's Matthew Street, Edwards, Lebinsky's, Lennon Bar, Flares at the Top.
Matthew Street
Flanagan's,
Festival, the original Matthew
Revolution.
Street Festival.
Yeah, give me it all back.
Fucking need
Give me
that
that.
back.
Give me that. Yeah, any day of the week. Coming out of Edwards, and there's just being people everywhere.
Yeah.
How people everywhere. Clinky clink, man. Give us it all.
Keep
You
Plink,
know what I
man,
mean?
fucking legend.
Give us all that.
Brilliant. So, what's the Scouse trait you carry? What part of you could only be forged from Liverpool?
Pride. Absolute pride. Privilege as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mean to take it down a bit, but the immense pride, again, using that word adversity, was that awful time that the families are still having now for Hillsborough.
Mm-hmm.
And the most poignant, I think the most, or certainly one of the most poignant pictures, and the one I take great pride in, is the Everton girl who's got the number 9 on her back with her arm round the little boy, and it
Yeah.
says he ain't heavy. And I think that sums the city up right there. Exactly what it is. You know what? You're separated, you've got your own lives and all that type of stuff, but in the face of adversity, you all come together, and nothing else matters. And it was almost like a siege mentality. It was us against the world.
Yeah.
But that
And that's the way it always is, isn't it?
massive amount of pride. What, mate?
That's the way it always is, isn't it? It's us against the world a lot of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Touched
talked
on what
about
we were
this.
talking about earlier.
I talked about this the other week. I had to pick a kit I wanted to frame for Everton. I was doing like a podcast on Toffee TV, and it was like one you
I
had to
did see
keep.
that. You had 3 kits. There was 3
Yeah.
kits, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second one I picked was the purple one from like 2010, 2011. And there was 2 reasons. One was because it was the first kit I bought our George. So it was kind of like this is me being a father now. I'm buying a first football kit for my son. That's a big moment. But the second one was because it was around Reece Jones, and how it was a special limited edition kit, and it was purple for Everton and Liverpool. And it's very much similar to the Hillsborough stuff. It's the one thing that kind of always brings the 2 sets of fans together a lot. You know, I'm a bit of blue, and I'm very open. I'm a bit of blue. As much as back in the day, you wear a bit of red. We all know.
Oh, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When
I just carried it on because I'm still a big fan. But
well,
I've been to.
I'm different. I'm different now because of my Celtic and Leicester connections.
Yeah. And your rugby. I've been to Anfield 3 times in my life. And begrudgingly, mostly, but the first time, I'll talk about in a second, but the third one was I went to see the Eagles a couple of years ago with my son Oliver, and had the most, take away that environment because I don't like Anfield, obviously, but that was the most experience, standing there singing Hotel California with our Oliver, just still gives me goosebumps. The one before that, I went to Magic Weekend with a company I was working with at the time, because we were sponsoring the Rugby League, and we had this thing there, and we got tickets for the rugby, so I went to Magic Weekend.
Yeah.
And the first time was after Hillsborough. My mum and dad took me, because I was, 8, 9, we would have been, 8. And my mum and dad took us all down. We laid the scarves down and the flowers at the ground, and I still remember going down and walking with my mum and dad, and that was the first time. And up until Magic Weekend a couple of years ago was the only time I went to Anfield. But it was how that everyone came together with that, and they still do now. And, you know, I have my banter with Liverpool fans, and I say everything that I say, but I've still got friends who are Liverpool fans. My wife's a Liverpool fan. You know, it is just banter and just a joke, but you can't take it. There's certain points you just never take it. And that's something that I just don't really go down, because it's something that brings this city together, and it's what makes the city unique, as you said.
I think so, Mason, as well. I've always been of the opinion where there's enough people out there that are ready to kick us, so why should we kick each other?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, there's a difference between, like, us having banter. You will probably explain that as like giving each other the dead arm, so to speak. But if you overstep it, you may as well start hitting me properly, if you get the analogy that I'm using. And as I say, there's plenty of people out there that want to use metaphorical sticks to beat us with. So why should we do it to ourselves?
Exactly, and that's it. You know, there was
there's
plenty
no
of
reason why
people.
you can't have banter.
There was plenty of people accountable for it, and still need to be accountable for it, and it's something that I'll probably carry on a long more time, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. It's just, I just think that again, we're unique as well, where there's a hell of a lot of families that are intertwined with Liverpool and Everton.
Mm-hmm.
Cross, you know what I mean? Prime example is me. My dad's a Blue, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, two, a few good mates of mine are Blues,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? People that I've known for 30 odd years, 40 years are Blues.
Mm.
And I don't see why it should ever go past the banter stage. There's no reason why it ever should,
Except on Derby Day,
except on Derby Day.
when I won't speak to my wife.
What? I bet she wishes there was a Derby every weekend, and doesn't she?
Probably does, to be fair.
Sorry, that was
Although, to be fair, every
that was
weekend she knows
that
I'm
was
at the
uncalled
match,
for.
so she doesn't see me because I'm at the match anyway. So, it's like, see you later. I'm off for
Yeah,
a few
that's
hours.
true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. She was on a one-woman crusade, wasn't she, to the Premier League, begging them not to reduce the fixture list.
Stop giving them points deductions if they get relegated. They might stop going.
Yeah, or if you get relegated into the Championship, there might be more home games.
Oh, yeah, because of that as well, because we've gone even more then.
Yeah,
And it'd be cheaper for me to go to the
yeah.
away
Oh,
ones as well.
and I think probably in the Championship, there's probably more local ones as well, because you've got Blackburn
Yeah.
as well, haven't you?
Blabbing North West in the Championship, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
punt, that.
There's quite a few there. Preston's a good day out.
Let's get away from me thinking about Everton being in the Championship because I've already went through these nightmares over the last few years with that team. So let's move on.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the seat you fill now? What are you doing today, Tom? What are you proud of? What are you building on and giving back?
You know what? Everyone's biased. Everyone's biased about their own kids. But I'll be honest with you, my son filled me with so much pride.
Your
Same as what
Charlie's
your
a belter,
kids.
mate. I was saying this to Peter about his piece, but your Charlie as well. He's a belting lad.
I think we've all been blessed with good
Mhm.
kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we've got good kids. But I think also as well that stems from you had good parents.
Mhm.
I had good parents. Tony, Pete, good parents. Do you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
had good people around them, giving us good values. Do you
Mhm.
know what I mean? We had good starts, and again, without being too big-headed or arrogant, essentially, you know, we're all right. You know what I mean? We're all right.
Mhm.
We're not perfect, but ultimately, family has always come first for all of us. Do you know what I mean? We do our best for our kids, and I'm so blessed for him to do what he does. Do you know what I mean?
Go on. So
For him
talk a bit
to
more about your Charlie. What's he up to? What's he doing?
at the moment, he's just got his first job. I
Oh, cool.
told you, I told you, didn't I, where he was at the weekend?
Did you? Oh, yeah, you did actually, yeah.
Yeah, y-
Me and Peter were still
yeah.
trying to figure out if you were trying to blind us up over that, to be fair, and that was just leaning onto a big joke.
No, he was in Jordan Pickford's house and said Jordan Pickford was absolutely sound, which, to be honest with you, I knew anyway because I've heard
Yeah,
a few
he
things
just looks
about
a boss fella.
him. I mean, he's a wind-up merchant on the pitch,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
off the pitch, I've heard stories that he's a cracking fella. And
Mhm.
to be honest with you, I didn't doubt it. When Charlie said he was sound, I thought, yeah. And also as well, so remember the ex-pro that used to play for Derby years ago called Ashley Ward? Apparently his wife is on, is it Cheshire Housewives? Something
No idea,
Cheshire
mate.
Housewifey. Anyway, he was in their house, apparently, or he was doing something for them,
I think
apparently.
you need to expand
Uh,
on what Charlie was doing, because just saying he was in these footballers'
oh, yeah,
houses makes it sound like Duncan
he was dressed
Ferguson's
up
going to go knock him out.
yeah, yeah. Which, by the way, he was brilliant with Roy Keane and you know the Gary Neville thing
The overlap thing.
with Roy Keane and Carragher when
Hmm.
Duncan Ferguson was on it. I'd recommend anyone to watch that. I thought Ferguson
Probably one of the only few
again.
episodes I've actually watched of that show, but yeah.
He was brilliant. There's a better one though with Rafa.
What
But
was
yeah,
Charlie
that's
doing in these
Charlie.
footballers' houses?
Yeah, he got dressed up as he was dressed up as the Grinch with a couple of people from college. And I've been to see him a couple of times. Um, performing on stage and stuff like that. And again, I'm biased, but he's very talented. To be fair, all the kids are very
Hmm.
talented. Really good kids as well. Really good kids. Because when you go in and you see them on stage, all the crap of the world stays outside. When them doors get closed and them curtains get opened
Hmm.
and you see the kids performing, it's like you're in, and it restores your faith in humanity. Do you know what I mean? You say, there's
Yeah.
our future right there. There's all our kids. And I'm sitting there, 7 foot tall, beaming with pride. But so's the dad sitting next to me.
Hmm.
So's the mum sitting that side. Do you know what I mean? All of us parents, we're all beaming with pride. And that's what it's all about. Like, no doubt when you say George to watch Everton girls, and he gets a photograph with one of the girls, or someone says something to him,
Mm.
you get more of a buzz out of it than what he does.
Yeah, totally.
And that's the way I feel. Like when he met the rugby players, when he was pretending to
Mm.
have arm wrestles with them, when he got the shirt, when he's on stage, I just sit back sometimes and I just think, that's my boy. That's the boy.
So what's your class, Charlie, as? Because I was going to say he's an aspiring actor, but he's been in quite a few big shows already, hasn't he?
He was in The Responder. He had a really good scene, which, funny enough, was outside Goodison Park.
There you go.
One of the side roads at the top has got them, the green things where all the wires go through for your cable and internet and all that. Them big boxes. He's sitting on top of one of them, and he had a scene with Martin Freeman. Blew me out the water, blew me out the water. Yeah, really, really proud of like what he's done in that. It's just unbelievable what he did. He's been an extra as well in, the Scouse show, Go Ahead.
I love Go Ahead. I've been speaking to the director of that recently. He's a nice fella, really good guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's director or producer of it, but yeah, really top fella, and I love that show.
But
I call it the Scouse in between us, but better.
I've never ever watched it properly, if I'm being honest. But the bits that I've seen, yeah, sounds. So he's got those going on at the moment. That's what he's had. But no matter what he does, no matter what roads he goes down, regardless, I'll always be immensely proud of him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a good lad. I've met him a few times. He's such a polite.
Nice one, mate.
Like, credit to you, mate. A fucking top lad. And
nice
you can see him going forwards and doing a lot of stuff, acting, hopefully. So keep an eye out for that kid.
Definitely, mate. Nice one. No, it's nice when other people echo what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and they're not just saying it for the sake of it. It's
you know
genuine,
me, mate. I wouldn't say it just for the sake. I'd either not say anything, or I'd be fucking slagging them off.
Exactly.
If I don't think something, I wouldn't say, and that do generally mean it otherwise, because I'm not one of them people who just say things to please people. I generally think he's a top lad. He's
I appreciate
credit to you, mate.
Nice one.
Considering you were such a gobshite in school. Sorry, I had to go there. I had to throw that one in there at the end. I'm only joking.
No,
you
that's
know
all
it's
right.
all good
that's
stuff.
All right.
It's just banter.
Of course it is.
What's your legacy? What does this city owe you, and what do you owe back? What do you hope to leave behind?
You know what, mate? This city owes me nothing, and I owe the city everything. This city doesn't owe me a thing, but I owe the city everything because of what it's given me, and it's given me to the people that I've been around. So it's almost like a circle. The city give me the people, and the people give me the city. I've had everything. Like they're positive. The city doesn't owe me a thing. It owes me absolutely nothing. But I owe the city everything.
And I think that's the same for a lot of people, really. It's just, as you said, again, it goes back to that word, unique. It's so unique in what we get from it and where it puts us.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've got a good mate who's from Newcastle, and when he tells me a lot of stuff, because they geographically it's quite similar as well, because they've got the river.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he tells me like about north of the river, south of the river. Those like little. So you've got that element of what is it? You can appreciate exactly what he's saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You really can appreciate exactly
what he's saying. You
relate
relate to it better, don't you?
Exactly. And I've always had a soft spot for the Geordies. I've always liked the Geordies. And it's that relatability. It's that relatability that I think that us and Geordies have kind of got. You know what I mean? Certainly that's my part of it. But one thing, I think everyone has it. Everyone's got this word that I'm going to use now, but it seems to echo a hell of a lot from Newcastle and Liverpool, and that's pride, immense pride that they've got of being from that city. You've only got to see the way Newcastle fans are. They beat Liverpool in the cup final, in March for the first trophy in 70 years. And honestly, the t-shirts, the shirts are black and white, but I've never seen anything black and white look so colourful in my whole life, if you know what I mean. And there was a part of me that would look back and say, you know what? Okay, Liverpool lost the cup final, and the passion isn't there for me anymore. But you can only sit back and admire for what it brought the city of Newcastle. I think there's similar elements of that with Liverpool, massively.
Yeah, I think because Palace done it as well, didn't they, last year? And it didn't have the same effect.
No,
Like,
no. Did you know the
if
question? What all the four clubs that won trophies? What bonded them?
the
What was the
bird,
link that they all had? Yeah, it's good. I thought that was a great question. That was a hell
mm,
of a question, that. But
I
yeah,
just thought with
I,
Palace though,
I,
it just they done something that they hadn't done for however long or ever or whatever it was, and it just didn't feel the same as like Newcastle because the more I think it goes that north-south divide, but also Newcastle's very working class like Liverpool, where
Mhm.
Liverpool celebrate them little victories that bit more because that's a victory for the
Yeah,
city, and then with like
yeah,
Palace, it's like you just get lost as it's in London. It doesn't mean
yeah,
that much to like it means that much to the fans, obviously, but in terms of them celebrating, it's like yay, where
yeah,
Newcastle go all out and punch a horse.
yeah, yeah. I think no matter where you're from in terms of Liverpool, if you go to Wembley with Everton or you go to Wembley with Liverpool, you're
Hmm.
going to support your club. But there's also an element as well that says, remember that old school saying that they used to say, you're an ambassador for your school. To an
Yeah,
extent, you want to be reflective of your city, don't you?
yeah.
Or you should do, because that's like the example that you're
You
setting.
need to be. That's what you should be doing. Yeah.
Yeah. And what it does in football is more often than not, it's done in football chants and shouts and stuff like that.
Mm,
I've always, again, I'm biased, but a lot of the Liverpool songs seem to focus on Liverpool, and I love that. They're about Liverpool,
hmm.
the football club. We sing about ourselves, and I like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that the pride that you get from going and saying, "Who do you support?" I support Everton or Liverpool. Stick your chest out. You know what I mean? And this is what it needs. You know all that type of
Hmm.
stuff. The pride that you get from telling people of who you support. You know, forgetting the fact that you've got a big massive badge on your left tit. Do you know what I mean? And the sponsor going right across it, and it's like whatever, a bright red colour or the royal blue colour. Forget all that. You have to
Hmm.
tell them, and also as well, if you've had too much to drink and they say who do you support, you've got to emphasise it. You've got to do that as well and show them the badge, because obviously until you do that, the other person can't see it.
Mine is when it's oh, you're from Liverpool, you support Liverpool. Do I support Liverpool? Fucking never
Yeah,
told me. Look at the
yeah.
fucking badge.
But also as well, like you get that little bit of skepticism as well. You get that skepticism where people go, "Are you red or blue?"
Oh yeah, yeah,
And you
that's
can
funny. That
tell by the tone of the voice that they're thinking, "Please,
it's funny when you're working in Manchester because like you have loads of people do that to me, and obviously Everton got a better relationship with City and United, and they've got like
yeah,
that kind like there's a better relationship there, and they go like, "Oh, you from Liverpool?" And you go, "Yeah, yeah," yeah. And they go, are you a Liverpool fan?" They go, "No, I'm an Evertonian." You just go, "Oh God, that's all right then."
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And it's so funny, like you like that start have like that connection with them straight away. It's like, yeah, I hate the Liverpool
yeah."
fans as well.
But
Had a wife and the
yeah,
friends of all of them that I've got.
well, I think it's important though, like to have that like bit of banter, if you like. So you say, "Oh yeah, who do you support?" "Oh, I support Man United." "Oh right, what part of Essex are you from?"
Yeah.
That. Or like you're a City. Who do you support?
You can't support Man United. You're not from Manchester.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So when exactly after 2010 did you start supporting Man City? That like that stupid like little bit of banter
Hmm.
that you have. And I suppose it'll be like that everywhere. It will be like that everywhere. But like you can get offended, you can get shocked, you can get angry to your very core, but
Mm.
not quite gets you that worked up than if you get misrepresented by what football team you support. You know what I mean?
It does
Or
laugh me up when people automatically say, "Well, you must support Liverpool." No, I fucking don't. I've
yeah,
got
well,
tattoos
what
on my
is it?
arm and everything saying Everton.
Yeah, they say, "Oh, like Dominic, you support Everton." So what is it? What is it? Is it me glasses? Is it the way I sit? Is it me hair? What can I do to change? Do you know what I mean? What can I do to change that? Or it
Martin
might. I don't
O'Neill's
know
an
if this ever happens.
Evertonian. Martin O'Neill's an Evertonian.
What do you call it? I'm going to be all over ITV next year when the World Cup's on anyway. So I'll be there.
Yeah,
But
I'm there in my dressing gown, yeah. Oh, well, look at that, 5-0. Oh, well, that, yeah,
yeah,
2.4
what I might do is
XG.
I might get myself a black trackie with Adidas stripes going down there, and every time something good happens, I might jump about 2 feet in the air and just go like that.
Maybe that's a future podcast. We'll do a remake of fucking fancy football, and I'll
Could do,
pretend I
yeah.
don't know that that XG shit means something and actually has a relevance in football. I'm not
Can you
going down this
explain
route,
to
but
me?
yeah, I'm not going down this route. So that was one statement. I regret saying it because I know where you're
No,
going to go.
no. The only question I'm going to ask is seriously, how does XG work?
No idea. I don't understand. I don't want to understand it. It's bullshit.
Because obviously everyone's influenced by stats now, aren't they?
I'm influenced by stats. I love spreadsheets. I love figures and numbers. XG is bullshit.
Stato, stato,
I
stato.
know. As I was saying, I was like, "Fucking hell, Adam, what are you
Yeah,
doing?"
you thought, oh shit, what have I said? Yeah,
Yeah, but no,
but like
it's
I was looking at
XG
BBC
means
Sport
nothing.
today, and well, it's sat out for a couple of months, isn't he? He broke his leg,
Hmm.
so on BBC Sport, have a look now. Have a look after this. Sorry, go on the BBC website, and the headline is "How will Liverpool cope without Issa?" And I thought, have you
Yes,
watched this? This
he
season?
hasn't done fuck all.
Do you know what I mean? And
Do you know
to be
what?
fair, you can go on
Virgil
to
van
it,
Dijk's ass has got more goals than he's had.
but like without going too much into it, the setup the Slot has got is completely different to the setup at Newcastle, and I feel sorry for him because he's all on his own. Liverpool play so slow and so laborious that like I've got up, made a cup of tea, come down, drank the tea, and Van Dijk and Canate are still passing it between themselves. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, but that is for a completely that is for another day. Do you know what I mean?
That's a
You know
whole.
when this podcast started, right? When this podcast started, which is what, nearly 2 hours old,
Hmm.
Allison bowled it out and Liverpool had passed it across the back four. It went forward once and then went back again.
Mate, you're like the third person I've done this podcast when you're gonna be my first fucking two-parter, I think. I was only trying to keep them to an hour long.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, we're going to have to split this then. Well, yeah, we're
It's
going to
fine,
have
don't
to
worry
split
about it, it's
this.
good. It's good, it just gives me an extra week where I'll have an extra week where I can just do a two-parter or something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. But also as well, I think it says a lot because I've been sitting here for the best part of 2 hours and we've just chatted constantly like two people sitting in a pub. But also, it's gone in the blink of an eye.
It has, yeah. I mean, yeah.
I do quite like this famous laugh. You know what I mean?
I'm not
I've got like a
famous,
piece of
mate.
paper here with me notes on it. And the next time you do it, you're going to see like loads of squiggles where I've been practicing my new signature for people.
This will get like 50 views. I'm just doing this for a bit of fun and just to chat to people. So
Oh,
if it,
this is an audition. This is an audition for me.
yeah, has Charlie been giving you
Yeah.
tips?
Oh, yeah. I mean, all the famous people that I've met, that was absolute bullshit. I'm just dropping people's names in on the off chance that it might get through to them somehow. Oh,
Just
yeah, we
before you
quite like
came on,
him.
was Gretchen coming in doing your makeup and that? Yeah, putting some
Oh,
fucking.
yeah. She was there. I had to say, look, I don't want that cup of tea. I want it to stay clockwise, not anti-clockwise.
How many
You know what I
M&Ms have
mean?
you got? What colours in there in the bowl?
Oh, do you know what? Don't even get me started. I could just do a podcast just on that alone.
Right, let's end this because I need to go to bed soon. It's
That
Christmas
is
Eve
true.
tomorrow, and I'm still in work actually tomorrow.
Have we
So
done all the questions?
got one more question for you, just to end on a bit of fun. What's your favourite Liverpool word or phrase?
Love saying boss.
Boss is boss, like.
When something's shit, I like saying it's not worth a carrot.
That's it.
When someone's not quite on my wavelength, they are a beaut.
Beauts, I haven't heard in ages. Fucking loved Beauts back in the day.
You absolute beaut. And it gets used an awful lot now since it moved. And it's the good old fashioned wool.
Wool is. I mean, have you ever tried explaining what a wool is to someone who doesn't understand what a wool
Yeah,
is?
it's like trying to explain the offside.
It's just like, what's a wool? Well, a wool is anyone outside of Liverpool. What about this? Yeah, they're a wool. What about them? No, they're not. Why not? A
Yeah,
wool's a wool.
and it can you can go down a rabbit hole with it, can't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Do you know where the word wool comes from?
No.
Now, I might be wrong, and if I am, if anyone is watching and knows the right one, do correct me on it. But it's from, like, obviously,
Can I
woolly
just
back,
stop
isn't
you
it?
there? Anyone who's watching, right, this is nearly 2 hours long. They'll have pissed off a long time ago, mate, let me tell you.
People come back to it and come and go, and, just don't have to watch it in one sitting. It comes from the term woolly back, obviously, and it goes back to people who used to come into Liverpool on the ships, and when they used to like
Yeah,
trade in sheep fairs and all that, carrying the wool.
yeah.
So
Is
yeah,
that where it
that's
comes from?
I may be wrong, and I'll probably go and check
No,
this to make sure, but I
no.
believe
To be
that's where
fair, it makes sense.
yeah.
No, that does
So
make
people
sense. That
coming in
makes
from outside the city trading wool and stuff like that with the wool back.
right. The one that you did with Peter, did you edit it, or it was 59 minutes?
59 minutes.
He's a boring bastard.
To be fair, that was our first go at something like, so it was my first go at it. I've had a few more experiences now to get more in depth. And also, we haven't seen each other for a long time properly, and
Yeah, that is it. I mean, I'm open
you
to
know, we
see
have
more of you. Can't wait.
reconnected, and after a few
Yeah, it is.
years
It is.
because of some certain beauts.
Let- yeah, there was unforeseen circumstances like and stuff like that, which we'll talk about off air.
Not
And
tonight because
you
I am
know,
literally going to bed soon.
no, absolutely not tonight. When does this get uploaded?
Dear mate, it'll just be in my list.
Sounds.
I'm hoping to put out
Do
some
you know
new
what?
episodes every Tuesday. That'll be my aim. So I've got a couple lines up. But I'll be letting you know.
Nice. Yeah, it's been brilliant. I've half enjoyed it.
I've really enjoyed catching up with you, Dom, and I'm glad we're back in connection away from
Yeah, so
certain
am I, mate.
beauts.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's your new buzzword, isn't it?
I've got to be using beaut all day tomorrow. You know,
Take it.
walking
Absolutely
around
take it.
Christmas Eve in Manchester, going, look at that beaut.
Yeah, because those beauts are not worth a carrot.
Yeah, them beauts aren't worth a fucking carrot. They ain't
Not
bosh.
worth a fucking
They're
carrot.
not bosh.
But
Them.
boss. Yeah, we're boss. They're beauts that are not worth a carrot.
And then
But you know what, mate?
watch all my colleagues just be looking at me going, what are you talking about again?
What are
You
you
in this
on about?
fucking Scouse language that no one understands.
But you're the only one laughing your head off. You know what I mean? But yeah, the last thing I'll say, it has been a shame that we've missed out on basically 20 years. You know what I mean? We missed out on basically 20 years. And the only thing I would say is, just to go slightly off topic, is don't let other people get in the way. This is to anyone who's listening. If you want to be
And
mates with
that's a
someone, be
message
mates
to
with
everyone,
someone.
isn't it? It's like, yeah,
You know what I mean?
fucking
Be who you want to be with, and don't be who you don't want to be with, and don't let other people influence you.
indeed. There's certain people out there who do try and probably succeeds for a little bit, but
Yeah,
I think even after that, though, there's a lot of time where it was just not being connected so much until catching up again properly, wasn't it?
well, that's it. That's it. Well, I mean, we're in touch now, and there's no reason why we won't be in touch for
Right,
the
so
next
I'm
11
going to
more
end this
years.
before we start
Crying.
kissing over the internet and like hugging and crying
Yeah.
and like, I love you, man. I love you.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to call this one the Beauts. That's the
Beauts.
topic. That's the headings. Yeah, just the Beauts. That's the headings
I
for this
haven't
one,
even
mate.
thought
Okay.
about doing like titles for the different shows, but that could be a shout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this
I'll
one's
have
the
to look at that
Beauts.
one. It was just going to be episode whatever, Dominic, but you know, I might just start calling it the Beauts.
Don't bring in our last and say Dominic the Beaut. You know what I
Dominic
mean?
the Beaut. Yeah, but thanks
Yeah.
very much,
Right. Go
Dom.
ahead then,
I've
mate.
really enjoyed it.
No, anytime, mate. Yeah. So did I. We touched on a few good points then. I like the way it was.
Anything that you want to throw out there and talk about? I know you said about your charity before. What are you doing with your charity? What's that?
It's the taxi drivers based in Old Swan Conny Club as well.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of stuff out there. Basically, it's kids in care, kids who were born in the system, or single parent families and stuff like that. We do fundraising throughout the year. We have raffles and prizes and all that type of stuff, and the money goes for the kids to have a day out in Southport. Just one day for them to have a day out in Southport. Again, another really humbling experience, good for your soul, but the most important thing is to put a smile on the kids' faces. Anyone age, from whatever age, right the way up to young adults. And by young adults, I mean like young people, 16, 17. Wonderful, wonderful kids. Really good charity, and one that I'm very, very proud to represent.
Amazing. How can they get hold of them?
The Liverpool Taxi Drivers Trust, Taxi Driver Kids in Care, we are on, there's a Facebook page, there's a website as well. And also, if we did more stuff like this, I would probably speak to the charity and see what extra details that we give out. You know, like if people ever wanted to get in touch and stuff like that. But yeah, you've got to realise that any of the kids you've got to go for.
And it's helping kids in the local area who need it, and
yeah,
you know,
we're
for different reasons and whatever else and different challenges. That's not their fault.
Yeah, we were privileged as kids. Really, really privileged. Really, really lucky. And unfortunately, sadly, some kids don't get that same start in life that we got. So I think it's important to give that back.
Definitely.
And
Well,
even if it's just for one day, put a smile on the face.
send me the details over. I'll put it into the links on the bottom. And if
Sound
anyone is still
nice
listening
one.
after 2 hours and 3 minutes, give them a
Well done.
shout up and send some stuff up their way to help them out. Good charity.
God bless you, Adam. Thanks for that, mate.
No worries, Dom. So that's it for this episode of The Seat We Fill. Something you heard stayed with you. It's kind of the point that we wanted. But thanks for giving us your time. It really matters. Catch you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.